What's going on, Fortnite fans? My name is Not Luke the Notable, and in this video, I'll be dropping Frigid Fortress 20 times. Frigid Fortress, alongside the snow biome, was introduced in Season 2 of this chapter. This is also the home of the Ice King and his mythic gauntlets, which are really OP. On top of that, this place has a lot of secrets laying around, which can get you some pretty good stuff. I ran out of stuff to say. Here's this cool castle shot. Alright, up to game number 1. Game 1. Now first let me explain a few things before we get to the video. This is my first video and overall first season playing Fortnite on a mouse and keyboard. I've been a filthy controller player since I started playing, so I decided to change things up a bit. That means that I'll be complete dog water for most of these drops. Also, I'm playing on the 120 FPS mode, just for those extra frames. Okay, let's go to the actual POI. Frigid Fortress is a pretty good POI if you want to get loot for the game. Of course, there's the loot density, there's a lot of chests in this area, but there's also a boss battle which did not spawn in this time, and a vault. Now this was near the end of the season, so as you can see, the Overwatch items have already been added. Everybody knows the meta. Yeah, I kinda don't like that. That is also why I made this at 20 drops instead of 100 drops. I just don't have the time. Let me tell you this, always mind the ice blocks near the ice biome. They give you a shit ton of mats. 108 brick from one rock. Yeah, this is what I mean when I said I was gonna play like dog shit. Look at this gameplay. It's a bot! Shoot it! One of the little watchtowers near the fortress has the keycard to the vault. My first mistake was grabbing the exotic arc lightning gun. Just useless. Don't grab this. Anyways, with the loot from the vault, you're probably good to go for the rest of the match. But you are very likely to get pushed. Here, I was pushed by somebody. I panicked. I couldn't build. I didn't even go up the zip line. It was a tragedy. I will get better though, I promise. Alright, game 2. At this time, the boss did spawn in. You may have also noticed that I'm always landing at the big tower. That is the best landing spot. It's really hard to get third-partied. The Ice King boss drops arguably the best mythic in the whole season. The thing is, he uses those mythic gauntlets against you, which makes it a really difficult boss fight. It also doesn't help that her henchwoman heals him, as well as shooting you with the most precise SMG in the season. And like every other mythic boss fight in Fortnite, you are going to get third-party. I did not survive! Game 3, the boss also spawned in, but man, he takes so much of your health. You're about to witness the first 90s of the video. Did you like it? I finally beat the Ice King and got his gloves. The boss also drops a self-revive, which I decided to grab. They've been buffed this season. I decided to test out the gauntlets on a bot, and man, they're OP as hell. 70 damage and the stink bomb effect. It's everything a bad player like me could ever want. You can use them in the air, and they're really good for players inside of boxes. Unfortunately, OP items only get you so far in Fortnite. I did get smoked. Yeah, the self-res didn't help me this time, but I swear it's a good item now. It's been buffed. I swear! Game 4, the boss did spawn in, but somebody else already had the mythic. Yeah, I got smoked. That item is really good. 50 damage per small projectile, 70 damage per big projectile, 5 damage. Like, come on, dude. Game 5, I got the gauntlets, and it's also the first game where I get to leave the ice biome. I just did not deal with anybody there. I tried to get away from this player, but I fell flat on my face. By the time I got up, I got knocked down again and then died. Game 6 was pretty chill. The boss did spawn in, and not a lot of people landed until I got a rivalry with somebody who never goes outside. I hid for so long and so well that the guy just gave up looking for me and went away. Skillful. That gave me enough confidence to actually fight the boss, and man, 9 health. No matter, it's still a good mythic. Look at this damage. What do you do about it? I actually know the counter. It's called skill. Here I got pumped for all my health. But the self-revive finally came in clutch. Yes! I lived a peaceful life for about 1 minute before somebody else also noticed me, so now I have to fight for my honor. No matter, with the power of my balls, I can cheese any skill required. It was just chaos. Every player left in the match was fighting here. I even got this guy by surprise. After escaping with his loot, this became a 1 vs 1. I got the highest point on the map and even surprise attacked this man. Fun fact, that's the guy from earlier that knocked me. Here's a cool tip. Unlike stink grenades and rocket launchers, the gloves don't actually hurt you, so you shouldn't worry that much about hitting yourself. It doesn't matter, next season this mythic will probably be gone, just like this guy right now. I did not give chase to this guy because I knew he had the Overwatch healing item, which is just so powerful. By this point, he's probably full health, just like me. I did spot him lagging in the middle of the open without a box, so I just dunked on him, followed up with a majestic pump to the face. This poor man was trying to heal himself up, but then I just nuked him to get knocked. He was stuck in the wall, but I did kill him for that victory royale. I want to let you know that I did not expect to get a single win out of these 20 drops since I was on mouse and keyboard. This felt good. In Game 7, my easy kill button did not spawn in. I mean, I got the vault as well, but without the mythic gloves, man, I'm at a disadvantage. I took out all of my frustrations on this little default who had the cube rifle. Little does he know, that thing has been nerfed so many times, it's not even worth carrying. I was absolutely jump scared by this man who went invisible. How do you even do that this season? I did beat him to death with my fist, so there's that. I also got to beat this boss, but unlike the Ice King, he doesn't always drop his mythic. It's sometimes a legendary, which is what I got this time. I am absolutely worthless without my mythic gloves, so I hid in the bush for the rest of the match. I could not activate the self-revive. The guy was even kind enough to wait for me to activate it. Come on. There it is. Well, I still died. In Game 8, I found this poor soul who couldn't find a weapon in time. I let him live until I saw him dangerously close to a gun, so I had to put him down. And then somebody put me down. Game 9, there was no mythics, so I went on a rampage, killing every Ice King I saw. I noticed a payload nearby, and those give you extremely good loot, so I went for it. Of course, good loot means that there's going to be 50 players in this area. What the fuck is happening? Not even the outside areas were safe. Everybody wanted a piece of that loot. There was even a bushman with a DMR. Come on, guys, we can share this loot. I do know one thing, and that is that if you're in a bush, you're probably dog watered at the game. I can tell you from personal experience. Eventually, it was just me and this guy waiting for the payload. Fortunately, the payload broke his builds, giving me a chance to kill him. Thank you, game. The loot was alright. I only got a better staff and a teleport mask, which was pretty useful. Final circle, and you can see my building's been improving throughout the course of these drops. I'm still not as good as I was with a controller, but I'm getting there. I don't know what was happening in this lobby, but I was getting targeted like crazy. I could not catch a break. I tried to rift away, it went the wrong way. I went into the storm, and when I came back, it was already over. Game 10, the boss didn't spawn in and I'm already dead. Game 11, I did get the mythic, but I did spend a great portion of the match fishing. Fishing has been always a pretty good strat to get guns in Fortnite, and this season they've been buffed. I mean, look at those golden guns, and I got them all from fishing. That still didn't give me a lot of confidence. The last circle was full of sweaty players that was hiding. Look, there's me hiding again. And just for good measure, here's me hiding again. I mean, I couldn't even identify what weapon the guy was holding. Just listen to this. The circle got so small there was nowhere to hide, so now I had to actually fight in this PvP game. Using the ice gloves I managed to stay on the high ground, but with how much mobility there is this season, that doesn't really matter. Still, I managed to hit a pretty good shot on these fellas. I would have probably won this fight if I hit a single shot! Game 12, I was absolutely beamed while using my special attack, and I didn't have enough time to use the self-res. Game 13 was a pretty hard drop. Everybody was getting beamed, and I poked this poor soul. It was hard, alright. Everybody wanted a piece of that mythic. This is why I love the tall tower. You can get a peek on everybody else on the POI. Oh yeah, I left the POI with 8 kills and 2 pairs of mythic gloves. I have absolutely no idea how I survived this fight. I had to reload my assault rifle, but I still got him. Oh yeah, look at that building. Blink and you'll miss it. I managed to poke this guy to death, but shortly after, it was my turn to get poked to death with the damn DMR. What? Game 14, the boss did not spawn in. Salty from last game, I decided to try out the DMR, but it's not good. How did I lose to this? Even without the mythic gloves, I still absolutely shat on this man. And while trying to enjoy my chuck peacefully, I almost get ran over. I also managed to find the Squibbly Shores boss, who has a chance of dropping a mythic combat assault rifle. And I actually got it this time! This gun is not like the combat AR. This one shreds even more. That man got third-partied, making this a 1 vs 1. You can clearly tell I got better at building. That floor thing, I couldn't have done that a few games ago. The final circle was getting pretty small and pretty far, so I just decided to go there. You can't build it! That's not family friendly! This Black Knight had the mythic revolver. Those things can shred. 1 bullet and most of my shield was gone. I have no clue why he didn't push me. I was extremely low health. He must have bought that skin with V-Bucks. Using that knowledge, I knew he was not the best player, so I pushed in! Your puny shotguns are no match for the ultimate spray weapon! I won! Oof, the default dance, that was disrespectful. And no gloves! Pure skill! Game 15, no boss, but I managed to kill this guy. But by the time the third party pops up, I'm already cooked. Game 16, I got the biggest humiliation any Fortnite player could place. 100th place. Game 17, I brought a gun to a fist fight. At least I got 99th place. Game 18 was a hot drop and I died to a default. Game 19, a little default broke our builds and I got pumped to death. I have now developed a phobia of defaults. Here it is, Game 20. It's a really short one, don't worry. Like I said, I did not expect to get a single win out of these 20 drops. I was playing on mouse and keyboard for the first time. And I've improved a lot since those 20 drops. I cannot say it's an easy or fun process though. I still regret that I did this near the end of the season with all those exotics, mythics, and collab items. Still, I thought it was a fun video to make. Thanks for watching. See you next time.